You had your first podcast in high school?
Dude, my junior year of high school.
That's when I had sex for the first time.
How the tables have turned.
Oh my god. Hey guys.
What's up, fuckers?
Welcome back to Whiskey and Water. What is up?
We are on episode 6 now. So
Episode 6. Oh my god, they grow up so fast.
I can't believe it.
We are halfway through season 1.
Season 1. I love how we were like, yeah, like let's not cuss as much this episode. Or
And you
say
opened
fuck.
with,
What's
up,
fuckers?
fuckers? But I did censor myself because I was going to say, what the fuck is up? So, I think
it's
we're
a
getting,
give and take.
Yeah, baby steps.
It's all about balance, a
But-
little bit of whiskey, a little bit of water.
We're going to plug that every time, as if people don't know they're listening to Whiskey and Water.
Well, you gotta let
It
the people
happens. But, yeah, we are actively working on cursing less this episode.
know. Per some request.
From multiple people. It's not the ass bitch shit stuff. It's really just the word fucking like 5 times in a sentence. It's a little aggressive.
I mean, I guess I could understand. It's
We
also
could
just
tone it
how I
down.
talk normally.
I know.
We're not beefing anything up for this, just to let you guys know. Like, this is just really,
This is just
truly unfiltered. Like, when we said unfiltered, we meant
We
it.
truly meant it. We have such a fun episode for you guys today. This episode is pretty much all tea time, like the entire thing. It's our PD Zach said it's the Boston Tea Party.
This is the Boston Tea Party.
Fucking clink to that.
Clink, clink, bitch.
All right, so before we get into that, let's it's been a hot minute since we have sat down to record, so we have some catching up to do.
Let's do it. So we went to Orlando the other day together. We did a little collab with Universal.
We
was
cute
super
or whatever.
But yeah, so that was really fun. We did a little road trip and we got to go to the parks. We did attempt to vlog it.
No, it's just not.
It wasn't working
It's just
for
not
us.
happening.
It's just not our vibe.
Okay, so it didn't happen for a few reasons. We really wanted to do it because we wanted like bonus content for the YouTube. But you see, guys, okay, first, the main reason was we need a different lens. And that lens is very expensive. So we thought about it for the whole drive up and we're like, we could split it. And then we were like, you know what?
We can wait.
We just spent a lot of money on equipment, on our kickoff party. We dropped a good amount. So we
On
were
the merch.
Yeah, we were like, I just can't justify spending any more money right now.
Yeah. and then like the second reason that we didn't do it was just because like I don't know, just holding a camera out in front of you and like
Just
talking to
it's so unnatural for us. Like
that. And
it's
just,
one
like,
thing
it
to sit
also
in front of the
ruined-
camera. It
Yeah.
ruins the moment.
It ruins all the moments.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh shit, I should be vlogging this.
Yeah. And like we're funny when like I don't know, unless the camera's rolling for an hour, like it's hard to
Yeah.
catch those moments just like on the fly, and we're not gonna be like,
Oh, let's do that again.
and like
That's one of
it's
our golden rules.
not
We
happening.
will not, even for like an Instagram story, we do not repeat something
I
that
hate
happened
that.
that's
You're
funny.
like, do it again.
No, I will not pimp myself out for your social media.
For your
Absolutely.
social clout. Sorry.
Fuck you. Fuck your clout.
Anyways, so we didn't end up vlogging, but we had to kill some time before our room was ready at the hotel. So we ended up at the outlets in Orlando.
Well, we went
for lunch.
We went to go to Panera, and it
Yeah.
just happened to be in these
We
outlet
went for
malls.
lunch.
And so we're like, we had to like, oh my God, it was so busy. It was so crazy busy.
I don't know. We don't really spend much time in Orlando, but we didn't realize how packed. Like it looked like the Mall of America. Like it was
Oh my God.
packed. And like the whole time we're driving through, and it's just like we're just stunned by it because we're like,
It was like the
there
armpit
are-
of America.
It was also a Sunday, so granted, it's like their prime day.
Yeah.
But the whole time we're just talking so much shit because we're like,
Oh my god, this is like American consumerism at its finest. Like, this is disgusting.
like being so fucking
Everyone's
judgmental.
just eating and shopping and
Spending
and
money
eating.
they don't have.
We're like, wow.
Literally talking so much shit.
We're like, this is people's one trip a year, and they just ball out at these outlet malls. Like, disgusting.
So we finished eating, and then we're like, whatever, I guess we'll stop into one shop just to kill time, like whatever.
Yeah.
We end up going to Kate Spade, and we're like looking around, and they hand us a little discount thing, and then we see that it's like 70% off plus 20% off, and we're like
pulling one of the people, and we're like, hey, are these discounts correct?
Is this
off of
$20?
off of everything?
She's like, yeah, and we're like,
word.
I bet
Bet.
we get it. So, long story short, 6 hours later, the money we would have spent on a lens we might have doubled, and that's that. So,
but we did get our Christmas shopping done.
who knew outlets were the move? I've been
Bro.
sleeping on them for the last decade.
Oh,
Now we know.
it was insane.
Holy shit.
I'm never shopping anywhere else ever again. We were saying, like, we would go back to these outlet malls to
Just
like
to
do
Christmas
any
shop,
just to
yeah.
do any shopping.
Like, we really did save so much money.
Oh, it's crazy.
I justify it. we might have gotten some things for ourselves too, but
Maybe.
anyways, other than
Not this sweater I'm
other,
wearing.
yeah,
Never.
I don't have anything. Other than the outlet malls, we worked with the Universal, which was so cool, and that ended up happening because they actually reached out to me, which is so like random, but I was like,
But you love to see it.
you love to fucking see it. It was really cool. And then I asked them if Jess would like to get involved, and we pretty much went on and split the deliverables, which was great because then it lowered
Less shit for you.
yeah
to do.
less shit for me, and it was so fun. We actually ended up doing Halloween Horror Nights one night.
Yeah.
And Jess is literally the worst person to take there. I mean, like,
If you guys know me, you guys know I hate anything
Like,
scary or horror.
I think I forgot that when I like invited you.
should have taken someone else, but fuck.
No, I mean, it was fun. We went into I was able to talk you into one haunted house. We did
Which
Stranger
was
Things.
Stranger Things, because I do love Stranger Things. Like, I can watch like that type of scary, which you guys listening, you guys are probably like, that's not fucking scary at all.
Yeah.
But you know, shit's
mean,
jumping out at
yeah,
you, bro.
yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not calm by any means.
Oh, but we had, and if you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Horror Nights, but like there's like scare zones that like you have to walk through.
I was like, Jess, this
Oh
is
my
Halloween
God.
Horror Nights. I'm like, bitch, come on. Like, if you saw my story, she was like standing there. She's like, I'm not going.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not going.
And the thing
I'm
is,
like, bitch.
you have to act a certain way so
I'm like,
that
you're
they
acting.
don't know
I'm like,
that
you're acting
scared.
scared, and then you're making
Ugh.
yourself a target.
I know. So by the end of the night, I had kind of like, you know,
You got better.
I had knucked up.
You got.
I had knucked up.
I was very proud. You definitely
Yeah.
were going through like a boss.
What she told me that helped me was like, she was like, they're not actually trying to kill you. And I was like, wait, you're right.
Literally, that's the exact moment that you were like not scared anymore. We were waiting
Yeah.
in line. I'm like, dude, but you have to realize, like, they're not actually trying to murder you. Like, they're paid actors.
And I was like,
And they're
okay.
going home to
Okay.
a regular house tonight and going to bed. Like, they're
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
working.
Still.
Like, in your head, you were convinced they could kill you.
Yeah, I was running like my fucking life depended on it. I'm
And screaming.
screaming.
Everyone's looking at her like, really, dude? Like,
the,
I
mi-
remember
the
my
minute we
first
get
Halloween
into
Horror Nights.
yeah, we get the minute we get into the park too, and everyone's just like, of course.
I'm like,
this
okay,
bitch.
it's gonna be a long night. But the rides were fun. We learned the hard way not to do the 3D rides. I don't know
The
why 3D
simulation
rides
rides?
are a thing. Like, we ended our night in the Simpsons ride, which I don't know if you've ever been on it. And wow, we learned the hard way.
That shit was trash.
10 seconds in, we were both like this.
Literally,
And of course,
holding
it's
our
the
eyes.
longest ride ever. And we're like, why is this so long? We're like, when does it end?
We're like sitting next to each other. Like, we're like,
The people in front of us are having the best time ever. They're like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And we're all just like, feeling like we're on a bad acid trip. Like, fuck, when does it end?
and it's the worst because it's The Simpsons, so it's like Bart in your ear.
So obnoxious and scary.
God.
We sat on the bench outside.
We left.
Probably for 15 minutes.
And then we left after
just
that because
sitting
we felt
there
so
trying to
nauseous.
not throw up.
Oh God. Ew.
Anyways, lessons learned. But yeah.
That's a
Orlando was
little
fun.
catch-up time.
All right, so let's go into the pro tip. I love that I got you on board with that. Fuck yeah.
Not by choice.
All right, go ahead, go for it.
Okay, so our pro tip is pretty simple but very essential.
Essential. It's a
To
game
our
changer.
success. And we feel like maybe if we share it, it'll help you guys too. And that's make your bed every morning.
Sounds simple.
And it is simple.
It is simple.
It's something very simple that you can just integrate into your morning routine. And it's really good because, like, you start your day doing one task and you're like, all right, I've done this one task. I'm ready to take on, you know, whatever fucking next.
Yeah, it's the first thing of the day that you can check off that you did.
And it just, I don't know, it's so nice coming back
Feels
to, like,
good.
a nice, like, a made bed. And it really takes, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds. It's worth it. It kind of just, like, starts your mindset for the day of, like, all right, I have my shit together. My bed is made.
And then you can go about your day feeling good about yourself, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, so let's get into the discussion for today. We are talking about popping cherries. How fun. Okay, so this whole thing's gonna be like just personal stories, which I know
that's why we said like this entire episode is like a tea time, because we're literally just like laying all of our firsts out there.
So that means we're talking about our first kiss, first time smoking weed, first time drinking, first time having sex, first car, first time driving. Guys, we have some really funny stories, and when we were writing it, like, we were like, what if we do first this? And then we made sure that we had a good story, and then we would just save it. So this is all going to be like pretty fresh to each other.
Yeah, like we haven't told each other all of these stories.
We're like, save it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go into first kiss. Do you have a good story for this?
It's, you know, it's like a cute little high school story, I guess.
High school.
Oh, guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a late bloomer.
You had your first pop kiss in high school?
Dude, my junior year of high school.
That's when I had sex for the first time.
How the tables have turned.
Oh my god. That is so
I've told
funny.
you guys this. I'm ugly. I was ugly.
Wait, hold on. Cut. Jess had her first pop kiss junior year of high school? How did I not know that?
What? I don't know how you didn't know.
You went all through middle school.
Yeah.
Never kissed a boy.
Do I need to reiterate this? I was ugly.
Because I'm just like, everything that I did in middle school and high school is just running through my brain, and that's like mind-blowing, right?
You're like, just
you
like,
know what? Honestly,
and fucking feel ups and all this bullshit. Yeah, no, I wasn't doing any of that.
Last few years makes a lot of sense now.
What?
Anyways.
No.
Anyways.
Wait, I'm offended. I was not catching up for any lost time.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell
our viewers are gonna think that I'm a whore.
No. Okay, my first kiss was actually really sweet and innocent. Last day of
There's nothing innocent about kissing someone at age 7.
Hello. It was the last day of 5th grade. I was like 11. It was really cute. It's honestly like the best way a first kiss could ever happen. Last day of 5th grade, I think we were like dared to do it. We were at recess, and like the whole 5th grade class was just watching us, and we like kissed in a field, and then that was it. We were like,
and everyone's like running around. They're like clapping him on the back.
And I like went home that day, and I was like, hey, my first kiss today.
You told your mom that?
Probably not, but like mentally, I was like very excited. I felt very accomplished.
I bet you did.
Okay, so tell us about.
I'm so salty.
I actually, did I know that?
I
must have forgot, because that's.
Yeah. I've definitely mentioned it before.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
So crazy. Okay,
Does it all make sense now? Everything.
It really does. Okay, tell me.
So my first kiss story, like I said, junior year of high school, I had like gotten my first boyfriend, and like we had like gone on a date, and like he had brought me back to my place, and I already knew that my dad was inside waiting
with a fucking gun.
Oh, guys, my dad
military.
Is military.
That's all you need to know.
Like, well, also think about your stereotypical military man.
But also he was like a sergeant, right? A sergeant?
He was a major. Okay. Whatever, technical terms.
Whatever.
But he was,
a boss.
A very serious Marine. And so, this is like my first boyfriend. Like, he's already like, I can tell he's like on edge, whatever. So this guy is like dropping me off. He like walks me up to my door, and then we hug, and then I go to kiss him on the cheek.
Ooh, and he does the face turn.
He goes to kiss me on the lips, I guess.
And you're like, whoa.
And I guess I had just gotten like nervous, and I was like, oh. And then he like kissed like the side of my face.
So cringy.
So cringe. And whatever, we separated and I was like, bye. And like I go inside and like my dad's like on the couch waiting. And I'm like, I run upstairs and I'm like,
So it wasn't really even your first kiss. It was like a little.
It was like that little area right there. But yeah, and then
Oh my god.
and then yeah, I think we like actually kissed like after that, like obviously at some later time.
At some point.
But yeah, that was like pretty much my first kiss.
That's funny.
So
I had
cringy.
like a first makeout, which was like a thing. Like, you know, when you're in middle school, it's like, have you used tongue yet? So, oh yeah, we had been on a field trip and like everyone, it's like dares at that point. Everyone's like daring you. I dare you to make out.
You're playing
like,
spin the
whatever.
bottle and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not just like making out with each other just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
You like need that social pressure. So we like went on a field trip, but then that didn't happen. So then like the next week we went to the bowling alley with some friends, and this was like my serious boyfriend at the time. So serious as in 2 months. I mean, 2 months in sixth grade is.
That's like a lifetime, bro.
That's a long time.
That's a percentage
Most
of your life.
relationships were like a week.
Yeah.
You know, a few days. So yeah, we were like at the bowling alley and we like kind of knew it was going to happen, whatever. We like, I guess told each other through friends, like we'll meet in the arcade. So we met in the arcade and all I remember is just tongue down my throat.
Oh my god.
And me being mortified. Like
why?
It
was intrusive.
I felt violated and dirty and just so uncomfortable. I remember like after being like, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. And then leaving the bowling alley just being like, that was just awful. Like,
You're like, that's the end
wish
of the relationship?
Yes. I wish I could delete that from my memory. So yeah, it was just a lot of like, you know, no one teaches these boys.
Truly.
No
I
one
mean, yeah,
teaches.
he's literally probably just sticking his tongue down your esophagus.
And I'm like, so yeah, I think we broke up like a week after that, and I was fine with it.
Well,
It happens.
Okay, so I think next we'll go into our first time driving.
This is so like, I love, one of my favorite things is being nostalgic. Like I love nostalgia. It's one of my favorites.
I always feel weird being nostalgic. And like
I could close my eyes and just like think of the little details of my childhood and like remember shit like far, far away.
That's so like, I think
that.
I said this in like one of the in one of the previous episodes. I don't remember shit, and I think it's because I've just disassociated from like all of these cringy memories.
Yeah,
but regardless,
it's very possible. Okay, first time driving or like first car, whatever.
Yeah. So my first time driving, my dad insisted on getting me a Jetta with a stick shift. And
he's like, honey, you're gonna learn how to drive a stick.
Yeah,
my daughter's not driving automatic.
Literally.
Not my daughter.
And still, like, it was, like, I was very fortunate. Like, I got, like, a fucking brand new Jetta. So, I mean, I wasn't complaining. I was like, I'll learn stick. I'm going to be that girl that can drive stick.
That's such a thing. My friend Kara, her first car was a Jeep stick. And it was like,
you feel like a
drives
badass.
Stick.
No, literally, it's a thing.
It is such a thing.
So, and then, like, telling boys that you drive stick. Like,
and they're like, ooh.
They're like, ooh, my God, you can drive stick.
Drive my stick. Okay.
Oh, my God. So whatever, like he had been teaching me, and he was like teaching my, like I said, my dad's like a super strict Marine, so like if I'm not getting it on the first or second try, his patience is waning down, and he's like, why aren't you getting it? And I'm like, Dad, stop yelling at me.
Like crying in the car.
Yeah. Oh my God, I cried so many times trying to learn. And so
I still don't know.
He tried, so you know, we did a few laps around the neighborhood, and then he decided that he was just gonna like throw me into oncoming traffic.
Ooh, love that.
And I was just gonna learn.
That's cute.
Magically.
Yeah.
So we were like in my hometown of North Carolina, we went to like the like biggest like shopping center intersection. We like went shopping, and he was like, all right, you're driving home. And I was like, Dad, I can't. He's like, no, yes, you are. And so whatever.
This really explains so much.
Right. All of my PTSD.
Honestly.
And so whatever. So I'm and my brother and sister are in the back seat. So of course, like they're like,
what?
Yeah. And so of course they're like freaking out too, and it's like adding to my pressure.
That's a horrible idea.
No, yeah.
Why would your siblings be in the back seat?
Whatever. And so I get to like the red light where we're pulling out onto like the main road. and then the light turns green. I crack under pressure, and I put it in first, and like I jolt forward really quickly, and then I stall out in the middle of the intersection, and my dad's like, put it in first, and then there's people honking behind me, and I'm like I can't, and I'm like crying, and then he's like, all right, pull the e-brake. And so I pulled the e-brake, and we
run out of the car. You're like, I can't do it.
Yeah, and I'm like crying, and I like stomp over to the other side, and I like sit in the passenger seat, and I'm like, I told you I couldn't do it. I'm like in between tears.
What were Matthew and Bella doing? Were they laughing, or were they scared for their lives?
I think they were more scared for their lives.
Oh
I think they kind of felt bad for me.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I would feel bad for you too,
bro. It's so funny because now they both drive, like, we have stick shift Jettas like in our family now. Like my dad just insists on getting us like the same things.
What's this thing with stick shift Jettas?
Well, stick shift is cheaper than automatic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so he'll buy us a nice car, but if he can save the couple, the $1,000 or so on fucking getting it stick shift, he will, instead of just getting us a cheaper car in general.
Right.
So Bella has been like starting to learn, and like I was like helping teach her, and it's so funny. It's like the same process.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and she's like stressing out over it, and I'm like, Bella, like this is just part of your process. Yeah. It's part of your journey.
It's part of your journey. Once a bit at a time. One of the first learning driving experiences. So, like, my mom would take me, like, behind Publix parking lots and, like, to empty parking lots to learn how to, like, just do the right turns, left turns, whatever. You know how to do the brake. And one day, I was pulling up to come home, and we actually had a flight that day to get for my cousin's wedding in New York. So, we had a flight a few hours later. So, we're pulling up into my fucking house, and there were birds fighting on the sidewalk. Right?
Why do you remember?
Okay. You'll see.
All right.
There were birds fighting on the sidewalk, and as I'm like pulling in, my mom's like, "Ooh, the birds fighting on the sidewalk." And I fucking look, and then I look back in front of me, and we're approaching the garage, and I go to slam on the brake, and I slam on the fucking gas. I drove through my garage door. I fucking shit. I shit you not.
Was anything in the garage?
Oh yeah, all of our shit.
Oh my god.
I have pictures on Facebook. I will show you, and we'll post this on the stories. My mom's car is. You know how there's like 4 panels of the garage? My mom's car is through, and there's a panel under her car, under the middle of her, and on top. And then the middle 2 panels are just inside my garage.
Oh my god.
I was hysterical. Can you imagine?
Was your mom freaking out?
I mean, yeah, but she was more concerned for me because apparently I was like, just like it looked like I was scratching my eyeballs out. But I was so upset and scared and like, what? Yeah.
At least you got the shock of like your first accident out of the way.
I never made that mistake again, let me tell you.
Yeah, truly.
Dude, how crazy is that? Yeah, you never knew that. I will show you pictures.
I need to see the photos.
Yeah, I know. I should have pulled it up.
That's
fucking
hilarious.
Epic. Yeah, and then so that was that, and it was like an ongoing joke in my family, obviously forever, because we went to my cousin's wedding in New York a few hours later, and like my mom's boyfriend at the time had to like deal with the new garage door and her car.
Yeah.
And then we just went to New York, and I was like, peace, I'm out.
That is.
Come, I fuck shit up, I'll leave.
I came, I fucked shit up.
How crazy is that?
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. But then when I ended up getting my first car, I got my dad's like hand-me-down Jeep, and it was a Jeep Grand Cherokee 94. Bro, that shit was so
vintage.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it's cute. It's like an old Jeep, except for the fact that, dude, it was so, there was so much wrong with it, and my dad was just in denial.
Oh, that's the worst.
They wouldn't just get me a new fucking car. So it would like smoke every time I drove it, and like it was so embarrassing because I drove it to school. And I would pull
Dad,
up.
why can't you get me a new car like the other girls?
And I go, like, the high school I went to was like, you know, everyone's kind of, well, Tiffany's pulling up in her Audi, Carrie's in her little Jeep, and like her newer Jeep. I'm pulling up in my smoking 94, and it's like smoking in the senior parking lot, and everyone's like, your car? I'm like, I know, it's fine. I'm like, it's fine, I know. And I'm just like walking to first period, like, fuck. Like, I would stop at red lights, and people next to me would be like, your car is smoking. I'm like, I know. It does that.
It does that.
But yeah, so then when I got my first car that like I was trustworthy, I was even more thankful for it because yeah.
I mean, my
take
dad
it for
also made
granted.
me wait till I was like, I graduated early at 17, and like I got my car my senior year, and like everyone else like was getting their car at like sophomore
Junior
year, even
yeah.
sophomore year. All my best friends were like a little bit older, so it's like I was like bumming rides. I was like bumming rides for like
forever.
2 years.
Yeah.
And so when I did finally get it, it was like
even
that
though
much sweeter.
even though my shit looked like a fucking train blowing smoke, I was like, you know what?
at least you can drive yourself from A to
driving
B.
myself.
Truly.
I might break down on the way, but you know, it's getting there. Better than nothing. Tell them a story about the cops. First time getting busted by cops.
First time getting busted by the
I'm
cops.
glad we both have like. Actually, I think this was like the first and only time. Go ahead.
Oh, not mine. And I hope everyone has a good like your first time getting busted by the cops.
And it's not just like a parking tit or
Tit.
parking tit.
to parking tit.
It's not just a parking ticket. Like this is like busted.
Yeah, no. Like I was cuffed.
Oh, I've never been cuffed.
What?
No, I've never been cuffed.
I think they just did it to fuck with me, really.
I
'cause,
think I was
like,
too young to get cuffed. You were too young too.
They weren't
probably.
fucking with me. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so my first time getting busted by
Getting
the
cuffed?
cops. Okay.
I know this story. I think.
Yeah, you know the gist of it. So my dad was deployed at the time, and my mom was on like a business meeting like a few cities like away.
Open crib.
Yeah,
OC
right?
slide.
Literally, like we're like
I got
planning a
OC
fucking rager.
banger.
We were like Project X party.
Oh yes, because that's when that movie came out. Oh my god, that's funny as fuck.
So it wasn't even, we weren't even planning. I like told my mom, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have like Megan, Audrey over,
Just
like
a
Morgan.
few friends over.
Yeah,
We're just gonna order some pizza.
You know, do girl things. We're gonna paint each other's toenails. And
Pillow
so
And it turns into a fucking rager.
I had been planning this with, you know, Megan and Audrey or whatever. And so my mom was like on a business meeting. I had been watching my brother and sister because, you know, I was old enough at that time.
The responsible one.
Yeah, you know, I'm totally responsible. So basically I text Megan and Audrey. I'm like, hey, like, let's have some people over. We'd only planned for it to be like a few people from like our high school. But
we all know how that doesn't work out.
Shit in North Carolina, if you fucking hear about a party, you're going county lines.
What's the addy?
Yeah.
We coming through.
Everyone's like sending my address to everyone.
Yep.
And so basically, yeah, it gets way out of fucking hand. I've locked Matthew and Bella in my parents' room because I'm like, okay, they need to, and I take the phones. I take my house phone out of the room because I'm like, they're gonna fucking call my mom. They're like asking me like who all these people are.
You locked them in the room?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I didn't like lock them in. Like they weren't like banging on the door.
Gag them and like rope them, their feet and arms.
No,
and
I like
shut the fuck up.
I like put the TV on. I'm like, all right, guys, just like stay in here, like whatever.
Yeah.
Every time they tried to come out, I'm like pushing them back in, like chill. And they're like, what's all the music? You know, who's all these
What's
people?
that smell?
Why are you acting like that? And so, whatever. So. And it gets super out of hand. I had a 2-story house. People are trying to jump off the motherfucking balcony out onto like, so we had like a balcony kind of like inside, like a walkway. People were trying to jump off of this onto my couch on the first floor.
No, Jesus.
Like
Christ.
Megan's like pulling people down. Like
shit.
kids have like taped 40s to their hands.
This is literally Project X, like that movie.
People tape
like
40s to their hands. They are fucking. One kid cut his hand open because the 40 broke.
Oh my
I'm like
God.
cleaning glass
Why are
out
they
of his
taping
hand because it's called Edward 40 hands. It's like a thing. It's a thing.
News to me.
Yeah. So everyone's doing it. Kids are in the streets throwing bottles and shit.
Oof, yeah, that's rowdy.
The cops get called.
See, that's the thing about being like young and doing parties like that is because it's like it's not responsible fun, it's irresponsible fun.
Yeah,
people are doing
people are getting
shit.
hurt, people are driving drunk. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But the cops get called and I had evacuated everyone. Megan goes on that balcony and she's like, everyone, if you don't fucking know Jessica, get the fuck out. And Megan is like, and like this was epic because like Megan was like super quiet
Oh
one.
my God,
and so
that's
everyone
awesome.
just turns and they're like, okay, bet.
And they're like, this bitch is talking.
And we're like the cops are here. So like the cops are outside. I get everyone out through my back door. I have them go through the woods, take a trail that's back there.
Through the woods?
Because there's a trail that's like back there, right?
Oh my
And so I'm like, okay,
God.
take that trail. You guys can get
That's
out
some
safely
North
that
Carolina
way.
shit.
Oh, 100%.
Goddamn.
100%. And so that happens, and we close every blind. We lock every door because the
Shut all the lights.
because the cops can't
no
get in.
one's home.
The cops can't get in if
They
not
don't have
a warrant, or
yeah.
they really can't, like, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we had locked every door, whatever. It was only like me, Megan, Audrey, and like maybe like one or two other people. And so the cops are like shining lights in every window. They're like banging on the door. They're like, we know you're in there. And I'm like, you know I'm in here, bitch, but you can't get me.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Yeah, so
You can look, but you can't touch.
I'm like teasing them through the window. Like, no, I'm playing. We actually like kept it super low key.
Yeah,
like
of course.
didn't let anyone in. And then so whatever, things like die down after a while. Like they end up leaving after a couple hours of this.
Mm-hmm.
We pretty much clean everything up, and then we like end up having like a few like drinks. Because we're like, all right, we're chilling. Like,
Crack a beer open.
We already have like all this alcohol, so like we're literally like we're all like, you know, drinking our Smirnoff Ice and our mic's hard, and then we hear a knock on the door, and it's one of the kids that was at the party. To this day, we fucking hate this kid. He's like, Jessica, I left my bag in there. Like, can I please come get it? And I'm like. And I'm in the kitchen, and Audrey's near the door. And I was like, nah, don't let him get it. Like, he can come get it tomorrow, like everyone else that, you know, lost shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And by the time, and then he keeps knocking. He keeps saying it. And Audrey's like, bro, I'm just going to fucking let him in. And I was like, no. And she opens the door, and he's standing there with the cops.
Fucking narc.
Narc City, bro.
Fucking rat.
I know.
Snitch bitch ass.
And then the minute we open the door,
Oh.
he's like, I'm so sorry. They caught me smoking weed. They said that I would go to jail if I didn't do this. Yeah. I was like,
snitch.
fuck. And of course, two of my friends were already standing in the door with the Smirnoff Ice in their hands. The cops immediately are like, come outside. I was like,
Fucker.
fuck my life. We go outside, and like they have me, Audrey, and Megan. I like had hid two people upstairs, and I was like, okay, stay behind like the shower curtain.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
And they ended up being good, or they had like left or something like that. And then so they bring me, Audrey, and Megan outside on the front porch. They're like trying to question us and shit, and I have Matthew and Bella still in the room.
Right. I'm like
sleeping.
wondering where your fucking siblings are
Oh
at this
no,
point.
no. They're still like they're sleeping.
Okay,
like
okay.
they had been chilling.
Yeah.
And they so the cops have us outside, and they're questioning us, and like Megan and Audrey and Morgan are being like super respectful, and I'm like, I'm being so sassy. I'm like, I know my fucking rights.
Of course
I
you
was like, my dad's a Marine. You guys will never get away with this.
You don't know who my dad is. You pulled that.
And Megan and Audrey are like, Jessica, they're literally like, Jessica, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
because I'm being
my
so
God.
sassy
Yeah,
with these
imagine.
cops.
I can imagine.
I'm so
You don't know who
stupid.
the fuck my dad is. It's such a, oh my God.
Okay, I didn't say those
Not like
things
that,
word for
but
word,
like
but I was
that
using
vibe.
that terminology.
You pulled that card.
Yeah. So, and then so when they search the house, and they're searching the house, they see Matthew and Bella like sleeping, and they're like, oh, kids were here? They were like, we're going to charge you with child negligence. I was like, what?
You're like, what's that?
What's the, they're fine.
Oh
they're
my
sleeping. I'm taking good care of them. They had dinner.
They had juicy juice and everything.
I fed them a Lunchable for dinner. I'm a great fucking sister. And now they're making me feel like a terrible sister.
Oh my
And
God.
basically, yeah, so they had like asked to get me, or so I had to do a breathalyzer. And I heard that if you spit in a breathalyzer, they can't breathalyze anyone else because like their breathalyzer is fucked.
You're like, I'm gonna take it for the team.
Bro, I did that. So I did that, but I didn't spit enough into it. Like I was so nervous. My mouth
you
was
were
like dry. I'm like,
You're like cotton mouth probably from smoking weed.
I'm like scared. I'm nervous, sweating. I smell like, oh God. And so I like fucking spit into it. And they know that I did it, and it doesn't even work. So I get my ass, I blow, and I'm over. Obviously, I'm over the legal limit. Regardless, it's illegal at any time because I was like 16.
Oh my god.
And so they had cuffed me, and I don't think they cuffed even Megan or Audrey or
Just
Morgan.
you, because you were being a little brat, probably.
Yeah, and it was my house.
Yeah.
And so my mom is called, and then my mom called, and she's out of town, so she's like furious. She calls like her girlfriend, and then one of her girlfriends comes, and I'm like freaking out. Oh my god, the wrath from my father that I experienced.
You probably got your ass beat.
Is like no other. Oh yeah, got my shit wrecked. He was like, we're transferring schools. You are like 100%. Like he was like pulling up military boarding schools to send me to. He was like, you're not graduating with your friends. God. He's like, you can say bye to all your little fucking friends.
Wow.
It was crazy. I remember calling like my big brother and being like, my life is over. What do I do?
You got busted.
I'm like filling a knapsack of like my belongings, and I'm like, all right, where am I going? Because I gotta get out of here.
With a stick. It's like a stick with a cloth bag on the end, and you're just like,
like hitchhiking.
I'm homeless.
So yeah.
Wow, that's epic.
Yeah.
I like knew, but I didn't know the extent of it. That's that's crazy.
My dad was, and then I got a drinking ticket, and I had to do like 50 hours of community service. Wow, and I had to pay like a $400 fine.
You need like 80 to graduate or something like that, right? High school?
I don't know. I definitely used it for a lot. Definitely used it for the same shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I had to pay like a $400 fine. It was crazy.
They got your ass.
They got my ass.
They got your ass. Okay, so we're gonna go into first time smoking weed now.
420.
I feel like everyone has like, if you don't have a good first time smoking weed story,
you haven't lived.
What are you doing?
You haven't lived.
Okay, so like my first time actually trying to smoke weed was the summer going into freshman year.
Oh my god, you heathen.
When was yours?
Like probably my junior year. I signed a dare form. Yes, I signed a dare form and I meant it.
Pussy.
We literally like switched. Like you were whiskey in high school.
Well, dude, it's really just the influence in the environment you're in. Like, I think the middle school and high school I went to was just very advanced. And I kind of knew that going in. Like, we were kind of like doing things before all my other friends were doing it who went to other schools, like drugs and with boys. Like, we were doing grind, like at bar mitzvahs. Bitch, I was shaking my ass on all those boys.
What? Oh my god. I can't believe this.
Oh, I kid you not. Like, we were getting...
You were, like, pop lock and dropping it?
No. I was getting down. I was fucking grinding in that bitch. And then, so my first job, I worked at bar mitzvahs. For 6 years, I didn't see one bar mitzvah that looked like the ones that I went to.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow, these kids are fucking pure. Because we were over there, like... Yeah, anyways.
First time smoking.
First time smoking.
Sorry.
So first time I actually smoked, summer going to high school, and we like, I didn't know anything about it. So, you know, you just like throw 5 and like and like smoke.
Throw 5.
You're like, I got 5 on it. Not really knowing what that means or like how much you should smoke.
Yeah.
So I threw 5 on it to hit a bong once. I hit a bong once. And I was like,
that's a great deal.
I don't feel anything. Yeah, let me tell you. Considering I didn't even get high.
5 for 1.
Exactly. So yeah, that was the first time I like tried smoking, didn't get high. But the first time I actually got high, because I remember talking to my sister and being like, yeah, I tried smoking, I didn't get high. And she was like, ooh, we gonna change that.
Oh my god.
So she comes in, fucking Noelle, pothead ass at the time, and she smokes me and Sarah, one of my best friends, Sarah, out on a blunt.
Oh my god.
And me and Sarah were at my house alone. And we smoked a blunt on the trampoline with Noelle and a few of her friends.
On the trampoline.
And got high as shit.
Out of your mind.
Oh, yeah. Like, but it was like the best first time high experience ever. It was me and Sarah all night. Like, my mom didn't come home till later that night. And we were just nonstop laughing.
And you were with your sister. It was like you were in a safe place.
My sister got me high and then dipped. She was like,
my God.
Yeah.
Never mind.
She was like, all right, well, I'm out. And I'm like, okay, bye. And she made sure we were good. But I just remember being on my bed and I just kept saying like, it feels like a movie. Like I just kept feeling like I was like watching or like stuck in a movie that I was watching. It was hilarious. We were like eating ice cream. The ice cream was melting on the counter. We were like licking it off the counter. Like we were like peeing our pants laughing the whole night. It was great.
That's the best.
Such a good memory.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I feel like even when I smoke now, I don't feel like I'll ever feel like how I did. Like,
No.
and, like it was just so much
It's
like
so
more
new.
pure.
It's so new to
Yeah.
you too. You're just like, what is this feeling?
Yeah, it's like your first time doing acid. Like no other acid trip will feel like my first time doing it.
I need a good first time.
I got you.
Because I've done.
I'll change that.
Because it's like what I feel like I've done with acid is like the equivalent to like me throwing 5 and hitting the bong once. I just haven't.
You haven't yeah. Anyway,
anyways,
moving on to my first time smoking.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
So my first time smoking, like I said, I had signed a dare form in like 8th grade that swore that I would never do drugs or drink, and I was like, so I remember all my friends had already started smoking, and I knew that when we went over to my friend Gracie's, like they were going to be smoking, and then I was like, okay guys, I'm going to come over, but I'm not doing any drugs.
But I'm not doing weed.
I'm not
going to do the weed.
No matter how much you guys try and pressure me.
Oh yeah, that was such a thing too. It's
and it was like a thing that I said that I wasn't doing. Like we laughed about it for like years after that. And so whatever. Yeah, I ended up smoking. But we went over to my friend Gracie's. It was me, Gracie, Megan, and Audrey. And we went into Gracie's room. And we were in her closet because she had like a little walk-in closet. So we would like close the closet, shove a towel under the door.
Oh yeah.
We created
Classic.
a
gravity bong?
No, a spliff, or I think it's what it's called, like not a spliff, but like
pipe.
No, it's like what you blow it into, like you blow the smoke into that so that it like doesn't smell as much.
Oh, like the little you would fit it. Oh, that's why you asked me what the fucking toilet paper cardboard thing is.
So that little roll inside of the toilet paper.
What is that called? Is there a name for that? The cardboard roll
inside of toilet paper,
like for a paper towel.
Toilet paper tube.
The
tube?
toilet paper tube.
No, there is a word for that thing.
Regardless.
A tube?
It is a tube. Regardless.
If you know the name for that, let us know.
Yeah, drop it in the comments. So we shoved dryer sheets
Yep,
in there.
Yep.
And then we
That's
put one
the
on
trick.
the front, and then we like tied a rubber band around it.
And you think you're like so innovative.
Oh my God.
And, like,
I was
fucking
literally
genius.
like Steve Jobs that day. And so we blow it into there so that it smells like the dryer sheet when it comes out.
Does it work?
That shit smelled like dank. I don't know. It did not help.
It smelled like some loud.
It's 100%. And so you know what? I think we smoked out of a Coke can.
Yeah.
Because like back then you didn't have like
you smoke out of apples, Coke cans, whatever you can get your hands on.
So like we're
I
like
had
crushing.
a smart water bottle bong.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Made it.
I've had multiple.
No, my sister
of those.
made it.
I've
I
had
used that thing for
multiple.
years. Continue.
Oh, that's so bad for you.
I used it for years.
That's so gross. So it has to be like a one and done. But we crushed the Coke can.
Yep.
We like poked the holes in it. We
burn the hole.
Yeah, we fucking made this. Went
So
Steve
good.
Jobs on their ass. Fucking made this shit. MacGyver. And then we smoked. I remember us like smoking, and I remember being so nervous. But like we smoke, and then we put everything down, and then we're like all laying on our bed, just laughing our fucking dicks off. It was so good.
So good.
And like I just remember us being like so stupid. And they were like so excited that like I had smoked.
Yeah.
And then that was just, it was downhill from there. And then I became.
And then it was a
bad
gateway
influence.
drug. And
It's true
and
what
then
they tell you,
crack
kids.
heroin was next.
Just, casual.
I want you to talk about. Oh, this is funny. When we were talking about things, this is so on brand. I was like, we can talk about first fights, and then I'm like, wait, I literally have never gotten into a fight, and just is like, oh, I have.
I'm like, which one should
I'm
we
like,
talk about?
Perfect. Tell them. Very, very whiskey and water.
Truly, this is like the only thing in our high
I've
schools
never even
that
gotten
we're like,
close to a fight,
oh my god.
other than with my sister. But that's different.
Oh, I don't count the fights that I've had with my siblings.
Yeah.
I broke my little brother's arm one time, but I mean, other than that, I mean, like, okay, so my first fight was in high school, and like I think I've mentioned this, like I did martial arts my entire life,
So she's
like
badass.
I thought that I was like,
The coolest.
the cutest. I
Fucking
was
karate
like,
kid.
I was like, I can take any of you fuckers. Yeah. I'm like going around picking fights because I'm waiting for someone to try me. Y'all don't want the smoke.
Oh my God.
So
Such an instigator.
truly, it's to this day.
I know.
So I had this arch nemesis, and he was my neighbor. So of course I had to like sit on every bus with him. We like,
It's like really bad luck to have as a neighbor.
I feel like it's just like a rite of passage though. Like
Yeah.
they tend to be like your neighbor, or like whatever the fuck. He's like like 2 doors down, and we just for some reason we just fucking hated each other. His name was Chris Schwan. I'll never forget it.
Fucker. If you're listening, fuck you, Chris Vaughn. Fuck that guy.
And so like anytime like I remember me and Megan were like walking in my neighborhood one day, and like he came by on rollerblades and was like fucking with us, and like he like jumped into a trash can, and like we were like, what the fuck is good with this guy? Like we fucking hated him. And so
Probably
I
just had a
remember,
crush on you.
honestly, you're not wrong. Like it was definitely like one of those things, but we fucking hated him. It was like a thing. And then one day, like I remember like before first period, he like got in my face for some reason, like was fucking with me. And I was like, Chris, I'm going to give you till the count of 5, and then I'm fucking your shit up. And then I was like, 5, 4, 3, I'm serious. 2,
3, I'm serious. 2, 1.5, 1.2.
I'm like, you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get these hands.
And so I think I pushed him, and I don't know, I think I wasn't like actually expecting him to like fuck me up, but he fucking,
You're like, you can't hit a girl.
this was like I hadn't even gotten my black belt yet, like because this fight was probably like my freshman year or something. I remember pushing him. Homeboy grabbed my arm, had my ass in an arm bar, and then I was like, a few of like my guy friends were like in the vicinity, and they like immediately stepped in, so like nothing happened, but like I was shook. I was like, that day I went back into my fucking dojo, started training super hard, and I'm like,
you're like, you never know when I'll have to use this.
I'm like,
out in the wild.
Never again.
Wait, oh man, I thought that story was gonna end with like how you beat his ass.
No. I know. I'm sure everyone thought that.
Oh yeah, I was like so excited for you to be like, and then I fucking decked him in the mouth.
Nope, plot twist. We did get in trouble for it though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I remember, because my guy friends like saw him put me in the arm bar, and then like he got sent to the principal. I mean, I think that was the only fight that I've ever lost.
Fair enough.
It wasn't even like
fair enough. It was the first
losing.
one. You had to like, learn the game.
I have a couple more fights that I'm gonna drop in some later episodes that are so fun.
All right, we saved the best for last. I know everyone's lingering around and waiting for it, so we're just gonna give the people what they want.
This
First
is the time that we
having
popped our actual
sex.
cherries.
I actually okay. My story's really not that interesting. It's like, how everyone
No. And everyone has a different...
No, I know everyone has a different, but like the first time anyone has sex, it's not good.
Yeah. I
like,
didn't
no
enjoy
one is
sex
like,
for a long time.
Like, you don't know what you're doing.
No one's like glowing the next day. They're like
there's no glow. There's no... Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe sparks fly for like some people. Mainly for dudes, I'm sure. Because I'm sure every dude nuts his first time.
Yeah. Well, nuts, but it's different. Like...
Levels of nut.
Yeah. So...
There's levels of nut.
Yeah, my first time was really pretty uneventful. It was with my boyfriend that I have now, Tyler.
Hey, shout out Ty.
Shout out Ty. And it was my junior year of high school, and I was just like fuck it. You seem appropriate. It was like pretty like it was pretty soon after we like started talking too, which was a shocker for me.
Were you guys not dating?
Like I said, I was ready.
Interesting. Okay.
It's funny because leading up to that, I was like, I'm gonna save myself. Oh, you want to know something funny? I had a purity ring.
Interesting.
Like middle and high school. And I was like, I'm not gonna drink, have sex, or smoke weed until I'm like, I think I said like 21 or something. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But so it was like 2 weeks into us talking.
Oh my God. What? Well, guys, that just goes to show you, it doesn't matter when you put out. or whatever. These fuckers have been together for like 7 years, so
yeah, thankfully he didn't
put out on the first date, honey.
Fuck it. Fuck what you heard. Yeah, it was pretty. And so like I said, like my whole life I was like, I'm gonna save myself for someone who loves me, but I think I was just so tired of like every other guy who I like tried to talk to before like not taking me seriously, and then Tyler came around and he like took me seriously and like liked me back,
ready to wipe that ass
he's
up.
fucking ready, and I was just like, I bet. So
you're like, all right, ready to throw it back.
It was an interesting. I don't even think either of us came. It was just, pretty uneventful. But I will say the funny part of it is how he got me, because obviously I wasn't like, let's have sex. He was the one initiating it, and I was like, no, and then you know how he got me?
How?
Just the tip.
Oh my god, no way. You fell for that?
I mean,
what is that? You're so young. So young and naive.
So naive. 17-year-old me. Just the tip.
Sure. Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.
That's cute.
Yeah. And that was it. So that was pretty uneventful, and it got better from there, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that was that. I was just like, all right, well, we did the damn thing.
You're like taking that purity ring off,
like,
throwing it in the trash.
I'm done with you,
Kobe.
Yeah, that was that. It's funny, I told him last night that we were doing this about first, and he was like, oh god, and he knew what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was like,
sure.
oh yeah, I'm talking about it. He's like, don't say it. I'm like, I'm fucking
You're
saying,
like, I'm saying it. That's so fucking funny.
All right, go for it.
My first boyfriend does not listen to this podcast, to my knowledge.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, right. Shoots me a text. So that's what you really thought. No,
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we had been dating for a long time. He was like, I said my first boyfriend. He was like my first serious boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like that we dated for like, I think we had been dating for like 7 or 8 months.
Oh, girl.
Also, I lost my virginity after high school. I had graduated high school.
Moment of silence. That's
I'm literally
wild.
so pure. I can't believe how pure I am.
We like switched.
180. We both did a 180.
Yeah.
Regardless, we had been trying for like a few months, but like it just wasn't working. It hurt too bad, so we had to stop. And then after high school, I moved from North Carolina to Miami for school because my dad had like retired from the Marine Corps, and we were just all making the move back down to Miami. So on the night before I moved down to Miami, we still had my house in North Carolina. My parents were at their condo. We had like moved everything out. Everything was in the fucking U-Haul.
And you're like, last shot. Here we go.
Last shot. And so we like went into my house. Everything is empty. I think I was like maybe like picking something up or something, and he was with me. And then we literally, on the floor of my parents' bedroom, started having sex.
I have so many questions. 1, why on the floor? 2,
because there was
why your parents?
There was no furniture. Everything was out.
Why your parents' room?
I think we were just in there, and it just happened. Whatever. That was the first night that we actually had sex. Like that, it went all the way. And of course, it was like literally the night.
On the floor?
Yes, on the floor.
What positions did you do?
I don't know what it's called, but it's not a normal one.
And it's not comfortable on the floor.
I mean, it was comfortable. It was comfortable. I was comfortable.
Oh
and it went
my
in and it
God.
didn't hurt. And I was like, wow, this would be the night before I leave.
Oh, man, you fucked yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't fuck yourself. You got fucked.
I got fucked.
On the floor of your parents' bedroom.
Yep, that's where
That's
I
pretty
fully
wild.
lost my virginity.
That's pretty wild.
And then I literally didn't. And then I obviously I moved to Miami.
Yeah.
Didn't have sex until I went and went up there and visited him again.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're fucking pure.
I can't believe it.
Hard
And that's
to
the story
believe.
of how he popped my cherry.
Dink. That was a lot of tea y'all just got.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Truly. You
Oh
guys
my
know
God, that's
my
funny.
intimate details now.
Yeah, that's funny. We'll do a whole other episode about sex and art. Listen,
There's a lot to it.
my mom's boyfriend, Tyler's grandparents. Y'all can't listen to that one. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, my mom listens.
I love the
My mom's gonna be
support.
like, on the floor of my bedroom.
Oh my God.
I know. You
You might as well just say your apology now.
I'm sorry, Mom. No, she's actually gonna be laughing her ass off. My mom's my biggest fucking support.
Oh yeah,
I tell my
course.
mom like how I did acid and like how I'm fucking smoking.
We're
weed and
lucky.
shit.
Our moms are pretty like chill.
Yeah, but she is gonna, because she doesn't know these things.
Yeah,
like
of
these aren't
course.
just a
There's
conversation.
gonna be
that,
things coming
like, hey
out.
Mom, remember
That time I lost my virginity on your floor?
She has no idea.
Was it a hardwood or tile?
No, it was carpet. You crazy?
Oh, see, I'm out here imagining like a hard ass cold tile floor, and I'm like,
Oh no, sweetie. I probably should have made that.
yeah,
apparent.
Carpet's not bad. I'm sure you
Yeah.
have a little carpet burn.
I actually
Little
did
carpet
on my
burn.
knees. I did.
I know, bitch. All right, so with that, we'll dip into our tea time, which was this whole episode, but we'll do a little clink, 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 clink. We're doing Fuck, Marry, Kill because
And we're gonna do a female version and
a male version. Which should we do first?
Let's do female.
Okay, so for females, in honor of like their new song coming out or whatever, Charlie's Angels, we're doing Lana Del Rey, Ariana Grande, and Miley Cyrus. Ooh, I don't want to kill any of them.
I know. This is a hard one.
Honestly,
Wait.
yes, no, actually, I know. Oh, no,
Okay.
I know.
Ugh, you're gonna hate this answer.
Don't do that to my queen.
I would have to. I just feel like Lana Del Rey would be great in bed. Like, I just feel like that would be the most beautiful, passionate sex ever. She's a queen.
Okay.
So I'd have to kill Ariana. I'm sorry. And Miley is literally my queen. So I would marry her and spend the
Well,
rest of my life
then,
with her.
I'm sorry to do this to you.
You don't even mean it. That's the you're just being
Oh,
petty.
no, but I'm not. Ariana Grande is getting this D. Lana Del Rey.
You wouldn't marry her?
No.
So you can get that D all the time?
I'm marrying Lana because she's wifey as fuck, and she can serenade me every day of my life.
And Ariana can't?
Well,
this just shows where your loyalties lie. Can't even trust you.
No, I feel like Ariana's just like low-key a freak. Like all her songs,
wouldn't
like,
you
side to
love that?
side. Yeah.
Keeps things spicy.
I'm fucking Ariana. I'm marrying Lana, and Miley's gone. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, whatever.
So Jonas Brothers.
Our males. We were gonna do some other people, but then we were like, let's just fucking do the Jonas Brothers, because like,
There's 3 of them, and I feel like they were just destined to be fuck, marry, kill.
right?
Like,
Because
that's why there's 3 of them, and that's
all
why they were
pretty
born
even.
to be fuck, marry, kill. Well, in 6th grade, I had the biggest crush on Nick Jonas. I was obsessed.
I've always had the biggest crush on
I
Nick
had a
Jonas.
little Nick Jonas pin on my backpack
I think backpack.
with his curly little Jew fro. Oh, I thought he was so cute. Actually, my first boyfriend, the one who I first made out with, reminded me a little bit of Nick Jonas, and I think that's why I dated him. Dated, whatever that means in 6th grade.
You go first.
Nick Jonas back then, I probably would have married. Nick Jonas now, I'm fucking.
And who are you marrying?
He's sexy.
I feel like your logic is all wrong with these.
You know what? It's all subjective. I feel like I don't know Joe well enough. I don't know enough about him to make an educated decision. Other than he's married to like the girl from Game of Thrones.
What? I don't know anything about that.
Oh, are you living under a rock?
I don't keep up.
Whatever.
I just know who's hot.
I'm fucking Joe. I'm marrying. Wait, no, fucking Nick, marrying Joe. Kevin. Sorry, bud.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry,
Not this
brother.
time.
You're hitting the grave.
Maybe in the next life.
Yeah, same. Kevin's got to go. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kevin.
I just feel like everyone knows that, though.
I know, but I feel bad. He's married. He's
He's
happy.
happy. He's living his own life.
We love that for Kevin.
Kevin don't need us.
It's okay, Kevin. Like when they all went solo, like Nick did his solo thing, Joe did his solo thing, and Kevin just
Kind of fell off.
fell
right?
off.
Yeah. I'm sure he just used his riches to like.
You know what?
Carrying
He's
through that.
thriving. Yeah, he's like using Disney residuals still. I'm like, he's like,
We'd
I'll live
love
on
that
this.
for you.
All right.
I would definitely marry Nick and fuck Joe. Because, like, Nick is the hottest. Like, I get to fuck him all the time.
Yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mary needs to be more like who's husband worthy, and then fuck
Still
is like
husband worthy.
yeah. But if you can fuck him all the time, then I would like,
Yeah,
but not get to marry.
That's how that works.
No, like marry
and not get to fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That changes things.
I feel like I'd still rather wake up next to Nick.
Facts. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was fun for us. I feel like we were laughing the whole time.
Yeah. And like I said, we really aired our dirty laundry. So.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I try to run for president,
us.
this is gonna be.
Well, you're gonna have to pay your taxes first, but.
Okay, and just a little update because everyone who listens to episode 1 sends me a fucking message and is like, please pay. You guys kind of like scared me. You guys kind of scared me into it.
Yeah,
so yeah,
good. You should be scared.
I'm paying my taxes.
Yeah, she's talking to her accountant.
Yeah. Whom, by the way, little note, this is a little tea time for you guys.
What?
So.
Did you find him?
No, I didn't yet. But I don't know if this is psycho. You guys can let me know. I had a call with my accountant and he sounded hot.
This
like
bitch.
you could just tell me I'm wrong. You can tell when someone sounds hot.
For sure. They can have a hot voice.
He just sounded
that's catfish.
He just sounded like with it.
Whatever. So her stalker ass tried finding him on social media and hasn't found him yet.
Yeah. Like I looked
what
him
if he
up
watches
on
this?
LinkedIn. He's not gonna watch it.
Okay.
Maybe he will. I don't care. Robert, shout out.
Slide.
So fucking tried looking up his ass on LinkedIn, Facebook, fucking found his LLC. Anyway.
Oh, full on FBI. This bitch.
You guys already know.
Psycho. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please, please, please leave a rating, leave a review. We have the first 8 weeks of the show launched to get on the new and noteworthy category on iTunes, which apparently is like really, really amazing for helping us grow. And that is based on reviews, ratings, and subscriptions and downloads. So guys, if you're listening, please just help your girls out. The more success we have with this, the more value we can bring to you guys. We're gonna bring guests. We're so excited. And yeah,
thanks for listening this far.
Love you guys. See you
Bye.
next week.